At its core, Sunset falls into the interactive storytelling subgenre of video games. It's a narrative-driven, slow burner experience that is conceptually unique and has an eye for sophistication. You play as Angela Burns, the female protagonist who holds an engineering degree from the United States but resides in Anchuria, a fictional South American country. Angela serves as a housemaid in a posh mid-century modern designed bachelor's pad which belongs to a wealthy political activist, Gabriel Ortega. The entirety of the story takes place in Gabriel's home, where every week, 1 hour before sunset, Angela cleans his dwelling and learns about Gabriel's involvement in the cultural revolution that is fostering in Anchuria. Needless to say, the premises is shockingly remarkable, which is part of the draw that led me to Sunset. Like most narrative-driven games, the gameplay is quite simple and is there merely as a device to push or extrapolate on the story. The menial house-cleaning tasks are just a cover, a mechanic for the narrative, where we begin to learn about Gabriel, his values and political clout, love, his involvement in the Cultural Revolution, among other things. At the beginning of every cleaning session, Angela is given a task list by Gabriel that can be completed, like prep the guest bedroom or cook dinner, and the game imposes a time limit for each session. The time limit is relevant because main tasks consume a block of time, but also you are not restricted to just the main tasks. There are many things to explore and interact with, like reading and responding to notes Gabriel leaves throughout the house, exploring Gabriel's cultural sophistication by listening to music and finding great pieces of literary works, and even taking the liberty of decorating his home. Balancing your time and the pressure imposed on how you use it to explore the game's narrative is a welcome twist on the interaction between gameplay and story. Most decisions or interactive pieces in the game have two options: a warmer, more personable response marked by an orange dot, or a cold, stern choice marked by a blue dot. But I feel the game steers you into a direction of picking the warm choice because the cold decision just isn't interesting, or you can't foresee the complexities of the narrative developing into something fascinating by selecting the cold route. On a technical level, the game is serviceable. However, it's not very refined. Frame rate issues are routinely prevalent, and visually, it could just look better. The simplicity of the minimalist mid-century modern decor masks the fact that it lacks visual refinement. I also found strange inconsistencies in the walking physics, where walking speeds would randomly shift from fast to slow without any contextual indications as to why. However, this shouldn't be a deterrent because the experience on the whole is quite spectacular. Sunset will not be for everyone. Actually, far from it. It seems the developer, whether intentional or not, aimed at a demographic that would subscribe to the publication N+1, essentially an extremely niche audience. Sunset's exploration of political themes, like a government's attempt at suppressing culture, are expertly paced through an unlikely source and context, the vocation of an American citizen living in a foreign country in a time of revolution. The game is a culturally rich experience, at times very heavy-handed. Alexander Calder, Aldous Huxley, Eames, Le Corbusier, Mies van der Rohe. If none of these names strike a chord with you, then some of the magic that is Sunset will be lost. I can see the game being misunderstood and labeled as hipster. It's easy to write it off as so, but on a deeper level, I would call it metropolitan. Ultimately, it's an impressive project showcasing what the medium can achieve artistically, culturally, intellectually. Approach it with an open mind where there are no preconceived notions of what a game should be.